Ring ring, ring ring. Yes. Oh, hi, Amy. What? You want me to try to be the next division director? Hmm. Well, how hard could it be? I'm on my way to being the next division director. Toastmasters, guests. 2 years ago, I was challenged to be a leader. When I first joined Toastmasters, I was told if you want to be a leader, join Toastmasters. And 2 years ago, that's when it really started to go into effect. I was asked to be the area director. And I asked, well, what does an area director do? And I was told, well, you're already doing it, Frank. They visit clubs, they join meetings, and that's pretty much it. I found out there's actually a little bit more. You are in charge of a few more things. You're in charge of contests, the area contest to be specific. You do help out in the TLI. You are responsible for encouraging your clubs and seeing if they need anything. But that was something I was willing to do because I've been doing things like that already. So the crux of it is that I was prepared not knowing that I was already prepared. That's just the beginning. One thing is just doing a few things. The other thing is rising to the occasion. And a lot of great things happened. I became the assistant to the world champion of public speaking, and she asked me to join her in one of the conferences that she was speaking at, Nashville, Tennessee. And that was a few firsts for me. It was my first time flying. I've never been on an airplane. And I always wanted to be on an airplane, but I always heard horror stories. So before I got on the plane, I was praying for days and days that it go well, that there's no problems at all. And as soon as I got on the plane, I sat between a pastor and his wife, and we were having a great discussion on faith. What else could I ask for? We got to the airport safely. We got to our location safely. And it was my first conference. So I met a lot of people. I had a great discussion with past division directors, and they were giving me advice because at that time I already knew I was going to be running for the division director job. Well, position. It's not a job. You don't get paid, but there are benefits. So when I was offered the division director position, how hard could it be? I've already done something like this before. Well, never ask how hard could it be unless you're ready to hear the answer, because it got harder and tougher. My first division director dropped out after just a few weeks of being, not my division director, my area director, who I was happy to have on the team, dropped out after a few weeks of being area director because they were pursuing a better career. Fantastic. But that did leave an empty position. Someone else came in and said, I'll be the area director, and they were doing a great job for a few months, and then they got a better job offer, so they dropped out. Again, I am happy that my past area directors were given these opportunities, and I would have taken those as well. But now that left an empty position. And this time, because it was later in the year, that position wasn't filled, and I took on extra roles. So I learned right away how to do two jobs at once. And they did challenge me. For a moment, I forgot what a great team I actually have in my clubs. And I was thinking, I need to do this on my own because I need to prove to myself that I can do it, and I need to prove to others. That's not the case. You have a family here. Anyone coming in to any position, realize you have a support system here. And as soon as I started calling on that support system, people were coming in to help. People were helping me with a TOI, that's the Toastmasters Training Leadership Institution. People were helping me with the area contest and the division contest. I had more people coming out to the division contest because I started to actually ask for that help. And not just once, not just twice, but every chance that I got, and people were messaging me, I will help you, Frank. People I never even met were helping me. And it was a great experience. Just knowing that I have a family here. I have a support system here. When I ran for division director, I gave a little speech, and I used a car accident that I had when I was 8 years old as one of my examples of why I would make a good leader. When I was 8 years old, I was hit by a car. When I was 8 years old, I was hit by a car. And I was laying in the middle of the street for a few minutes. If I didn't get up, I would probably be hit by another car. So I dragged myself across the street, and I lay next to a fire hydrant. And that's when help came. I use that as a reason why I would make a good division director. Even when being hit by a vehicle, I tried to do my best. I didn't know that something similar was going to happen right before the division contest. I fractured my leg at the gym 2, maybe 3 days before the division contest. It was my responsibility to set up the area. I had no choice. I had to walk to the library to set up on a crutch. And I didn't complain. I said, this is what I need to do. This is what a leader does. You are hit. You are knocked down. But you can get back up because it's in you. So I was on my way to being the division director. Whether I did a good job or not, that is for others to say. But now I'm on my way to try to be the next world champion of public speaking. That's my next step. And I want to thank everyone here because there's been so many inspirations, so many people just showing love and compassion and encouraging me and giving me the feedback I don't want to hear, but that I need to hear to thrive for the next level. Thank you, Toastmasters.